Welcome back everyone to the Sim Racing Show, your weekly dose for all of the exciting updates in the world of sim racing. This week, tomorrow, all eyes on Assetto Corsa EVO with huge news about the early access launch and the bold features that could make it a serious rival to Gran Turismo 7. We're also going to discuss the end of Fanatec's partnership with the GT World Challenge. What does this mean? The triumphant return it looks for Tokyo Extreme Racer, and also Iga Fraga's inspiring leap from Gran Turismo World Series champion to a full-time seat in Super Formula and what this means for us as sim racers. Plus, I'm going to touch on other things like Forza Motorsport celebrating BMW's legacy in its latest update, and Corsair taking a step into sim racing hardware. What does this mean for us? And don't miss the action-packed Sim Formula Euro 2025 event. I'm going to be there bringing you all the highlights, all of the latest in the world of sim racing. So let's jump into Assetto Corsa EVO, and after that we'll go into Fanatec. So the wait is almost over. It feels like such a long time, but Assetto Corsa EVO, the next evolution in sim racing, launches tomorrow as I make this video, January 16th, in early access, and it's ready to make waves. It's got bold features that I think are aimed to rival Gran Turismo 7. It's positioning itself as the go-to choice for sim racers who would be interested in something like Gran Turismo 7. It's not going after that iRacing market at launch. So launching with 20 cars and 5 tracks, the game focuses on delivering, they say, a robust single-player experience in its initial phase. Features include VR and triple screen support from launch, car customization, driving licenses, and a driving academy, all very similar to Gran Turismo, which showcases Kunos's commitment to creating that single-player authentic experience. They have some fairly unique additions like the car rentals, XP-based progression, and reward system. They want to have a gameplay loop. They've talked about monetization, or I should say the in-game economy as well. But there are questions about how the dynamic weather, the progression carryover, and I guess about microtransactions is going to work as well. So early access does lack multiplayer. I want to let you know that multiplayer is not going to be there at launch. I don't want anyone to buy it if you're expecting multiplayer. But that offline experience is what a lot of people have been asking for. We know in the Gran Turismo world, the battle between Gran Turismo Sport and the single player, actually more single player people play Gran Turismo 7, and we're going to see that being catered to with Assetto Corsa EVO. I think 2025 is going to be a great year for sim racing. Now, before we get into the big Fanatec news, I just want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, GT Omega, for providing me my sim rig. You can see behind me, it's one of my favorite things to do, jump in my sim rig and just go sim racing and just know that it's going to be solid. So if you want to check out sim rigs, go to gtomega.com, and if you decide to purchase anything, make sure to put my code in Kireth5. It will get you an extra 5% off. Big thanks to GT7 for sponsoring this video. So the Fanatec news is a little bit sad, as Fanatec has now ended, or will be ending, its title sponsorship of the real world GT World Challenge. That has been an inseparable partnership since I think 2020 or 2021, spanning 4 continents, all the GT racing, all Fanatec banners. Kind of seeing sim racing so present in real world racing has been great for sim racing. But let's be honest, if you bought Fanatec equipment and you didn't get it, and then you see them sponsoring these events, it doesn't quite make sense. So with all the financial issues that happened and the subsequent acquisition of Fanatec by Corsair last year that I reported on, it looks like they're starting to cut costs kind of here as well. So the Fanatec name was already removed subtly from some materials, and now the SRA Motorsports, who kind of organise it, have confirmed it's the end of the agreement. There is going to be a new sponsor. Who's it going to be? Maybe Cinemagic, maybe Logitech, maybe Thrustmaster, or maybe it'll be some boring brand not from the world of sim racing, which I think will be a loss. But Fanatec's presence is still going to be there in the Gran Turismo World Series, so maybe they're focusing more on sim racing. They're still going to be very present there, and they're also very present in the F1 esports that's kicking off today as well. So the Gran Turismo 7 World Series I want to touch on, because Iga Fraga, who won the Gran Turismo 7 World Series, or GTWS in GT Sport Days I think, is now a full-time driver in Super Formula in 2025, with Ponos Nakajima Racing. So Iga Fraga has gone from, essentially, he's done it alongside a single-seater racing, but I've raced Iga Fraga in Gran Turismo, I've gone side by side with him, I've raced him, and now he's going to be in Super Formula. That's great news for anyone who's in Gran Turismo or these online, ranking sim racing games. You can race these people who are going to go and do it in real life, and that's a really cool thing. I was speaking with Taylor Barnard in Brazil a couple of weeks ago. He likes driving in iRacing as well, so you could be racing him, and he's like the hotshot in Formula E this year. So it's very inspiring, and it shows for Gran Turismo how they're able to nurture that talent and support that talent to go into real world racing. But it also, I think, is a good sign for sim racing, that sim racing is realistic and it is a helpful tool. Now let's jump into Forza Motorsport. For update number 16, I'm losing track, is a tribute to BMW. They've got a load of BMW stuff in there. So they've got the BMW Hybrid V8, which is the hypercar. They've got the 1999 BMW V12 LMR as well. So some classic BMW racing cars. And they've got modern M4 GT3 as well, which is a really popular car to drive. So interesting how they're going all in on these car brands. That's exciting. Maybe they're going to do a Peugeot month. Maybe they're going to do a Ferrari month. It's got a nice theme to it. The guys at Forza are very experienced doing this in Forza Horizon. And I think it's a nice touch to do it in Forza Motorsport as well. There is also going to be a new Rivals Challenge with McLaren, with Logitech McLaren G Challenge. I'll be doing a full guide for that like I do with every instance of the Logitech McLaren G Challenge, because I know that you can win great prizes, and so many of you have. So now some exciting news actually from Fanatec Corsair. So it's not all negative, because Corsair are now fully in sim racing. They've launched... So basically, I need to explain this. The Fanatec Cloudsport GT cockpit has launched. I've used the cockpit in Germany. It's a good cockpit. It's probably way too expensive, but it is a Corsair product. That's a product that Corsair really designed before the link up with Fanatec, and now it's branded a Fanatec product. So basically, the weight of Corsair, you can see, is coming into sim racing. And actually, I've built a PC recently with some Corsair components, and I'm hoping that Corsair are going to start to bring everything together. If you want to stream your sim racing using Elgato equipment, have some bespoke products that are going to be great for sim races. I've been trying to record and stream and do sim racing and present it to you in content for years and years and years now. And there's so many things that are stupid. Like the camera I'm recording on is stupid. It's upside down. And I think Corsair can do a really cool thing here, so we'll see. But the main thing for this week is Assetto Corsa EVO. It is the big launch. But coming straight after it is Tokyo Extreme Racer. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy Tokyo Extreme Racer even more than Assetto Corsa EVO. I think it's going to have that better vibe to it. You know, we've seen that in Assetto Corsa. You have the Shotoko Revival project where you can mod in the Japanese highways and drive your JDM cars there. You won't be able to do that in Assetto Corsa EVO because there's no modding at launch. But on January 23, Tokyo Extreme Racer comes out, and it's going to have 112 miles of the Tokyo Expressway, 50 cars, 200 unique rivals with individual storylines, they say. Also an early access game. So I'm going to be critical of that. I'm going to let you know what's coming, what's not coming. Also currently exclusive to PC, like I said, to Corsair EVO. Maybe coming at console in the future. Maybe coming in VR. We don't know. But it's kind of like a legendary series. It's coming to PC. Don't take your eye off that one. So if you look at Assetto Corsa EVO and it comes out tomorrow and there's some weird stuff with it, you don't need to panic in your wallet. I know so many of us are going to buy it, but Tokyo Extreme Racer also coming as well. But I'm going to be at Sim Formula Europe this weekend. So anything you see there that you want my thoughts on it, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. And yeah, welcome back to Sim Racing Show for 2025.